away, and I'm not trying to be facetious with that. That's real. We had A-Bar Plumbing come out. They checked our water pressure in our home, and it was 20. We were the first house. There are 10 buildings there, 7 are occupied. And we were the first house on that street. Our water pressure was good up until last November, so something happened. Where am I here? The sewers on Murray Avenue, where we are always run, 24/7, 365. They stopped once when the water main broke down on Scotchtown. Just using simple logic, there might be a connection there. And by the way, you can come when it's been a week of hot weather in August, whoosh, still running. We are on the existing village water system. Our homes aren't connected to the tower. So whatever's coming up the hill is not finding its way down the hill past the pump house. We have had terrible, terrible water system. I kept a log for Mike Newsalease and shared it with him. Please do not make that part of the public record. We are curious to, if this was a business, by the way, we wouldn't pay it. But this is a government entity, so we really have to pay it or we lose our homes. We're curious to know if there are any other water problems on Murray Avenue or the adjacent streets that are in essence in terms of the major hill below us. And if there are, can we make a public request to get information about that? Because I want the details. And the ditto if Public Works has received it, whether the board has heard about it or not. Something happened in November of '09 that caused the water pressure to become irrelevant. This is a much bigger problem than Mike can deal with. Mike's a good guy and he's working hard to try to fix it. And by the way, I rented in the land of Goshen because I wanted to know what the people felt in, what was it, 2003, as they felt the water was drying up, because that's how we feel where we live. The water's going to dry up and just go away. We need your help, and if we can help you in any way, please tell us. We'll do what we can to help you get this resolved. Thank you.
Now, you're in just so I get you're in Harness Estates on the end of Murray Avenue.
Yeah, our houses are above. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it starts where Harness Estate starts, right, along that road.
Maiden and Murray, we're on the downhill side of Murray over there.
Okay, yeah, to my knowledge, I haven't heard any complaints from the people of the other end of Murray. Okay. You know, to answer your question, and I usually hear a lot of complaints, so, but I haven't heard anything. But I will talk tomorrow well, Mike's out tomorrow, but I will talk to him Wednesday. I'll talk to our engineer tomorrow.
I spoke with him this morning.
Oh, okay.
I spoke with him this morning before I went to work, and he told me he thought that you would be here this evening.
Yeah. I called him and told him we were coming.
Right. So he wanted me to be aware, so I wasn't ignorant when you showed up. And it is, first of all, there are several questions that you've raised. Joel, can you just step back one second so I can have eye contact?
Yeah, the beard's blocking the other guy. Who was that?
No, I can see the gentleman. I just want to be able to look into their eyes when I talk to them. First of all, not being connected to the tower is the difficulty that you're highlighting, I can assume. I know that Michael spoke at detail with Art Tully, our engineer. However, Art had a son who got married this weekend, and he is at another meeting right now.
He's actually on his way.
But he's on his way here. At any rate, that won't satisfy us for this evening because it necessitates a meeting with Michael, myself, Art, and you. And that will set up and will take place. I do know that Michael and I specifically talked about, I was mayor during that 2003, and I'm telling you that it's not the water or the sewer that we think that you're hearing running constantly. What you're hearing is the drainage coming off the slate, out of the slate hill. That is a different line. It's not the water or the sewer. And that's why it's constantly running.
My only concern with that is that it stopped when the main broke.
Well, the bottom line is that we'll need to look at the specific information that you've gathered and set up a meeting with Art and Michael so that we can try to address or see if there's any possibility of something else being wrong that we are unaware of.
We would all appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I was out on YouTube watching some old meetings here, and I think there are about...
Excuse me, just for a second, ma'am, could you give me your name?
Ancola Maria.
Thank you.
There are a number of homes on Lower Murray, about 25, that don't have proper water pressure. It's documented in notes from these meetings. It may be a couple of years ago, but it was documented. It's out there. And we wonder if those people ever had it fixed, had any...
Yeah, I don't know. What I was
now,
referring to is I haven't heard any lately.
I cannot
So I can't
run a
speak for
load of
2003.
laundry
I'm sorry, yes? You saw
without
again?
pumping water up to our main floor. I can't wash my dishes. I have a pump in my basement pumping water up to our main floor. That we're responsible for it when
What is
it
your
breaks down.
address?
197. That we are responsible for when it breaks down, which it did. After it was installed 18 months, it broke down. And we had to foot the bill. And it also flooded our basement when it went. So, you know, not everybody in Goshen needs a pump, neither should we. Or maybe our taxes should be assessed on the old infrastructure that we are connected to, because we are paying for new infrastructure living there. Our taxes are, you know, assessed as if we lived up the hill and we're on the new infrastructure.
Well, we will have meetings and we will resolve this. And I feel bad that you people don't have the pressure, but we will resolve it. It's just everything doesn't move as fast as we'd all like it to. But you know, we're on it, and we thank you for coming here. And you know, we'll work with you, and we will get it resolved.
When the weather broke, they'd be testing our homes. We haven't heard from anyone yet.
Well, you will now.
You will. Yes. So over the corner, yes.
Dean Cole, 197 Murray. In addition, the problem is we are connected to the Church Street Pump House.
North Church Street. Yeah, me too.
And you know, I work for Turner Construction and I deal with engineers a lot. And to me, a quick resolution is to just connect these 7 homes to the existing line, the high pressure water line that comes from the pump house at the beginning of Harness Estates to our homes. And then a separate issue, which we've been dealing with at the end of Murray, and that has become a quarry. It is a stone quarry operation, which I'm sure is not the permitted use of that land. And we've got 60 and 80,000 pound trucks coming out of that end of the quarry, the end of the street, 6 days a week. At the end of Murray, where we're supposed to be phase 2, well,
right.
Phase 2 is not going to happen. They haven't sold any homes there.
Yeah.
And so that has now become a quarry pit, which we call DEC. They're useless. And we're seeking the town's help, because now the roads, the village, those roads are dedicated to the village, and these trucks are starting to tear up the road now.
No
you can see they're starting to seem split in the middle, and you know, I don't know how the hell.
So did you notice the company name?
Well, it's Harness Estates, it's Joe Pasalaco that is running the quarry operation.
You just need a good on-the-record comment, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Harness Estates LLC, and I'm sure it's not a permit for quarry operation. We get dust, which is a safety hazard for kids, trucks, you know, and they're not building homes there, so we're seeking the village help in maybe file some kind of an injunction, because the quarry dust is unbelievable.
We will definitely, excuse me, let me just answer. We will definitely look into that, sir, and thank you for your suggestion on that. You know, we'll run that past our engineer about hooking to the other water line. And thank you, you know, we will look into that quarry operation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
There used to be a road out the front of Harness that went out onto 207. That got all, you know, closed down over a year ago. I don't know why. I called Transportation, they told me, they suggested that maybe there was a permit from the state and that had expired, so they had to close that road down. They can't use that road onto 207 anymore, so they just come up Murray now. I also went to Ted Lewis when I first got here too, who really, you know, kind of said, sorry, can't help you, you know.
In which regard?
With the quarry.